Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. Gerald Wofford along with Jason Salzman on this post-festival edition of our program, and we are here, so that's evidence of the fact that we made it through festival weekend in one piece.
Definitely, we survived. A lot of sunscreen, a lot of ice-cold water, a lot of good shade. But hey, all of that makes up for a great weekend in June, which is the 38th Annual Creek Nation Festival. It came, it was great success, a lot of people out, and we're glad that it was a great success and that it is another week.
You're absolutely right, Gerald, and one of the great things about it is you probably saw me and Gerald out at the festival running around with cameras, things like that, and one of the good things about that is we'll have plenty of footage to show you and recap and look back on the weekend that was here on the program. If you didn't get a chance to make it down to our 38th annual festival or get a chance to hear about it, we got you covered right here on Native News Today. Lots of information, lots of shots and scenes from the weekend that was, and it was one of the better attended festivals I think I've ever seen.
It really was, Jason. The capacity crowd at every event that you went to, a lot of excitement, a lot of people just wanting to see every event, no matter which one you went to, even the volleyball tournament, softball tournament that we mentioned, the art festival that was going on downtown in Okmulgee, and of course the concerts, man. I think you could say almost record crowd. A record crowd,
definitely. So many people there, and even the chief and second chief themselves said, you know, they thought that they hadn't ever seen that many people there on Friday night when I talked to them. So lots of great things going on out at the festival. And we'll, of course, recap all that here on the show. Plus, we got lots more for you on the program this week. Got some exciting stories going on. Creek people out there doing great things. So without further ado, we'll take it to the first break. You're watching Native News Today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Since the dawn of the Muskogee Creek Nation, the traditional rhythmic sound of the turtle shells has been the heart of the ceremonial stomp dance. A living legacy passed to each new generation. This tradition, this legacy, this heart, this is the Muskogee Creek Nation of Oklahoma.
And welcome back to Native News Today. Jason Salzman, Gerald Wofford, and you know, this week we're really keen on the Creek Nation Festival. However, this next month, a very much bigger event, you could say, which will be affecting the entire world. And I'm talking about the Summer Olympic Games that are coming up. Some Creek participation involved in the Olympic trials here in America.
Yeah, and when you think of USA Swimming, you don't automatically think of Oklahoma, and you certainly don't think of Muskogee Creek citizens in the pool competing for the Olympics, but that's exactly what we have here in our backyard. Eastman Holloway at Union High School just graduated there after a stellar high school career. He'll, of course, continue his college career in swimming at SMU, Southern Methodist, but he made the Olympic trials in Omaha, and folks, this is a very, very big deal, a great thing for this young man, and we were so fortunate enough to be able to catch him when he was training leading up to those trials. Visited with his family, really great story. We stopped by the McClure Park pool in Tulsa last week to visit with Muskogee Creek swimmer Eastman Holloway as he trained there for his upcoming meet at the U.S. Swimming Olympic Trials in Omaha.
It's really exciting. I mean, I think I have 4 days left until I go, and I'm just really blessed. I'm really blessed to be where I'm at, and I feel that through this experience it's going to make me a better person, and it's for me right now, it's the end of a journey, but it's the start of a new one with college, because I mean, I've worked 12 years for this. I mean, and every time I say that, my heart starts beating more, because it's like, man, that's a lot of work, and I'm proud of it, and I know that it's not just me that helped me get there.
If Eastman looks right at home in the water, it's because he discovered his love for the sport far away from the homelands of his ancestors.
At 8 years old, around 7 when we moved to Hawaii, but at 8 he competitively started swimming. He would go out and swim in the ocean 2 and 3 miles, the ocean swims, and they would just maybe be for, it'd take him sometimes a couple hours to do that when he was young, but became very good at it. And as they were swimming, I think he developed a love for swimming. They would see the sharks and the manta rays and just all types of other fish. Turtles were always everywhere, and they would come back and report to us everything they saw. But I think that's where they developed that interest, or where he did, in the children that he swam with.
My first coach, Dexter Lee, he inspired me. I mean, he gave me the love of swimming. He taught me how to love swimming, how to swim. And I mean, he showed me a lot of things over in Hawaii. I mean, I just remember he would take us out into the ocean about a mile out. We just look around, try to find dolphins, try to find sea turtles. If you found a sea turtle, go jump on it, go swim on it. You know, just fun stuff like that. And I mean, it was just, every day was a new adventure over there. And then after, when we moved over here, it was time to train. It was a time of my life where I needed to train and prepare myself for college and for other events. And that's what Dave Lynn gave me. I mean, he has given me such a core structure in swimming that I can do anything I want in college because of his coaching. And I really thank him for that. My parents, I mean, they've helped me all the time. I mean, they get me up for practice. They do. It's a fun experience getting me up in the morning. Everybody knows that. if I can get up for practice, because they're trying to gently wake me up, or they send the dog in, or whatever way they can get me up. And I really thank them for that. I mean, they've supported me through all of it. They've gotten me to meets that I don't think I could be there without their help. I mean, I've seen the States just because I've been blessed, and I really love this sport. That's the main reason why I think I'm still swimming right now.
Eastman also talked about being one of the only Native Americans at this level of the sport and encouraging Native kids and tribes to take a longer look at swimming.
I would say out of all of the Oklahoma swimmers, I would say about half, like people that have at least half blood, I'd probably be one of the only ones. And yeah, that's a cool fact to say when you're swimming out there and you're just like, you know, I'm representing my tribe through this. And I've been blessed also to be a Oklahoma junior and senior representative for swimming. And what that means is like, basically I'm just a head count, because they have to have 2 athletes to run the committee for Oklahoma swimming. But we also got to start up a Native American program where we got kids in the water who haven't swam at all. And if any parents are watching this, I urge you to get your kids in the water. Get them in the water and start them in a swimming program, because it teaches them everything. I mean, it teaches them how to stay committed to something. It keeps them tired so they're not as crazy around the house. I mean, it's a good thing to have, because when we were teaching those kids, there was a 9-year-old clinging to me in 5 feet of water. Not even 5, like 3 feet of water. And he could touch the bottom, but he was terrified of the water. And I mean, for me, because I'm a swimmer, I'm like, why is this happening? But then when I started seeing it every day, it's just like, well, it's Oklahoma. There's not ocean like where I grew up. And I mean, it's a big factor that I push, that I would love for kids to get out there and start swimming. I mean, if they want to start a program somewhere, they need to talk to the Creek tribe, and we need to get some swimming programs started for them, because I mean, it's a good thing for kids.
Whatever results await him at the trials, Eastman still knows that his journey is only beginning.
Right now, it's God's path. It's whatever He wants from me. And I mean, I know right now that somehow He's giving me this ability to spread His word, and I know that for a fact just because of the things that have been happening to me through my high school career. I mean, there are a lot of times that I've been on my knees praying and begging, like, what do you want me to do? I am beat down, I am tired, I don't know what to do. And then He's there for me, and He just shows me in the craziest way. It's just like, whoa, you're so here and you're so with me all the time.
And thanks again to Eastman Holloway and his family for inviting us in to see some of his training, and best of luck to him as his career progresses. Moving right along and staying in the sports world, if you will, so one of the greatest things about Muskogee Creek Nation, really tribes everywhere in Oklahoma, is that all those great stories you hear from your uncle or your grandma or grandfather about how big the softball tournaments were back in the day. You know, the All-Indian State used to be one of the biggest things going there at Wheeler Park in Oklahoma City. But Gerald, you had a fun story to cover this weekend.
Well, a unique part of the softball tournament events, if you will, was added this year, the Old Timers game. Chance for Principal Chief George Tiger and Second Chief Roger Barnett, who are old softball war veterans out there, to invite some of the other great local legends that have certainly embraced their time in the softball history in Native American sports. Well, they were all invited out, not just the men, but the women too. So we wanted to share this with you, the Old Timers game at the Creek Nation Festival.
From Tulsa area, Turkey Strings. Now you know I coach.
Well, Second Chief, the Old Timers game is underway, and you've already been up at bat, got a base hit, got on board, and went around the bases and scored. How you feel?
Well, I actually feel pretty good, but it's still just turning 51 this year. You kind of feel it. And you see some older than me out here moving pretty good, but you know it's a fun time, a fun part of the festival that you can see a lot of people's interested just to get a good laugh out of the legends and old timers out here trying to reminisce and do it one more time.
A lot of these guys you played with, didn't you?
A lot of them I have, and a lot of them I grew up watching play, and there's certainly a lot of good ball players here that you have a lot of respect for, and they took the game serious, but at the same time had a lot of fun doing it.
Well, it looks like everybody's having a good time today.
It does, and I'm glad that we have the turnout that we do, and still the interest in the fast pitch softball, and the women they're just as good as some of the men. They grew up playing the game, and as you can tell, sure still enjoy it too.
Maru.
And it's got to be a treat for you to see some of the old timers out there having a great time.
Absolutely. And your uncle was out there.
Yep, for Grover Wind. I thought I'd probably see him in that game, and true to form, there he was. And the thing about it was cool too is Principal Chief George Tiger on the mic doing the PA announcing. So that's really cool, and I know for a lot of them that was a treat in itself, having the chief come out and announce and everything like that. So it was
absolutely,
wonderful.
And of course a lot of them competed against George Tiger because he was an accomplished softball player.
Got it, yes, very much so. So moving right along, as that was just a small part of the festival, now we'd like to take you into what they call the meat and potatoes of the festival. Basically, everything that goes into making this great weekend such an extravaganza for the folks that travel. And I kid you not, travel from all over to come down for this. It's like a Creek homecoming. It's really great. It's the best time of year to be here at the Muskogee Creek Nation and the 38th Annual Festival. Okay, and it's Jason and Gerald here, kind of on a DVD commentary version of Native News Today as you're watching the fun fair that was going on at the festival. This was really a great time for us kids.
It really was. I mean, in spite of the 150-degree weather out there, you see the kids out there
These guys
staying cool in the proverbial bathtub, if you will.
Now this here, I was ready for you to get on this so we could get some graphic
taking
footage.
a spin to a whole new level there. Absolutely. A little bit of moonwalk there.
Got it, you got it. So all kinds of things for the kids out there, and not only for the kids, but adults too. I think I saw 2 adult men get on the mechanical bull.
Jason, you ever done that?
Oh, way to change the subject there. No, I've climbed a few walls in my day, and I've rode this sea dragon here. This is like a miniature little sea dragon there. Just having a great time, everybody out at the festival. Hey, that car right there was actually won by Jesse Long. He was in the backfield with Buck Houghton back in those Morris Eagle football days in the 70s. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah,
congratulations.
Lots of booths out too. Did you get a chance to visit any of our department's booths?
Well, not necessarily the departmental booths there, but wait a minute, I take that back. I did. I did. Yeah, there was some great stuff out there.
Arts and crafts too. Lots of people out in the arts and crafts section. You can see here the great art was on display. Lots of people having T-shirts, stickers, little knickknacks and things like that they always do. This is always one of the biggest points of the festival on the fairgrounds is the actual people buying things and looking what people make themselves.
Yeah, the place where the artists are there underneath that cover is really just taking on a life of its own, if you will. And of course, arts and crafts and lessons are offered as well to some of the kids and everything. It just makes for a great afternoon and more people participation.
yeah, an impromptu beating session. You never know what you're going to catch out there at the festival. And like I said, you know, you can't get enough of the OU stickers and things like that. So little bitty things let's just be quiet, seeing the salt meat.
Of course, the renovated softball fields out there, really great ball fields.
Some of the best in the state, probably, Gerald. You know, we got one of our better complexes, and you can see so many people. It's such a, you know, popular part of the festival is the softball competition. You see Fabian Glass there, you know, shooting. That's just one of the top pitchers there is, and everybody knows that. And you know, Fabian, he's once again led the Kansas Indians to these fast pitch titles. Ronnie Eagle Road there. His nephew, Jordan Eagle Road, plays for the Oklahoma Sooners as a walk-on wide receiver there. But Ronnie plays fast pitch for a while. And Kansas Indians, is who we're seeing here, they ended up winning the tournament over the Psychos. Psychos came in second, and then next to kin came in third. Eagle Road there, legging out a triple again. The guy's a good player. The ladies getting the job done too. You know, I talked to some of these ladies, asked them, how are you guys out here in this heat? And they said, oh, we're so used to it. We've been playing since we were kids. So it's just something that they've always been.
You didn't say, how come you make up something?
Hey, those girls, I tell you what, they might have taken an issue with me suggesting that they wear makeup during the ball game. I promise you that. Skeet Bemo getting a strike out there. Look at there.
That is a softball name.
You got it. You got that right. You got that right. So guys in and out, and you know, just a great softball competition once again, and a lot of people out, as you can see, checking it out and seeing the festivities.
Yeah, I'll tell you some great things happening out there. And of course, the volleyball tournament that's been happening every year, regardless of whether the new events are added or not. You can always expect to have some good volleyball action happening out there. And just like the softball day, the teams come from all over the state and as well as Kansas and some other regions as well.
Yeah, and Sun Devils took the championship there, and then the Wildcats were number 2, and third place was the Blockheads. So congratulations to all those volleyball teams. And you see some guys shooting some shoes there, you know. This may look like your backyard if you're the right person out there that has a horseshoe pit or something like that. So love doing that. Love going to cover the horseshoes. Those guys are always fun to talk to. And the Bob Arrington Rodeo Arena hosts one of the top rodeos in the state.
Got to meet a couple of Navajo citizens who were from Arizona that made it in just that Saturday morning. One of them was going to be competing in the bull riding that night.
Wonderful.
And they just complimented the festival overall. That's just a Class 1 event. Really impressed with everything that the festival offers.
Well, this young lady here, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, Gerald, because this young lady here is actually from Arizona, and she might be part of the family or the traveling group that you're mentioning there. So, yeah, she was a young girl and competing against some of the better races out there. So.
And of course, our traditional meals that between each event, you might want to take a break and partake in some what they like to say are Indian tacos.
I just fell out looking at that fry bread boiling in that grease.
Once a year.
Hymn singing going on, as you can see, the Principal Chief and Second Chief Roger Barnett in the front row there, and checking out the hymn singing. Big turnout for that. And that was really great.
Oh yeah, always a great thing to go see that. Great music out there, and of course it all kicked off Thursday night with the traditional stomp dance ceremony. David Proctor and the group out there from Tallahassee just always putting on a A1 class event.
The 38th annual Muskogee Creek Nation Festival is underway. The traditional night, Thursday night, is for the stomp dance. We're with Principal Chief George Tiger. And Chief, you got to be pleased with the turnout here. A great way to kick off the weekend's festival with this stomp dance.
Well, it's always the thing to do is go back and take a little bit of our tradition and culture to start our events, and this is certainly paramount to a great weekend that we anticipate next 3 days. And we're very fortunate to have a little cooler weather, and I know it's supposed to get hot the next couple of days, but that's part of Creek Nation Festival, so we're looking forward to it.
We're here at the Claude Cox Omniplex in Okmulgee, Oklahoma for the Muskogee Creek Nation's 38th annual festival, and I'm with the guest of honor tonight, the Eli Young Band. Guys, want to thank you guys first of all for coming out to the Creek Festival and welcome you on behalf of all the Creek people and being here.
Well, thank you. We're glad to be here. it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a really fun show.
A lot of people out, a lot of anticipation for this. People have been talking about it for a long time. You guys have been soaring up the chart, it seems like, with every hit you put out. Talk about what that's been like for you to be able to, have some hits come out and really get a large following and see a bunch of people out there.
Oh, it's great. It allows us, we've been traveling really all over the world.
Yeah.
We've been to Australia and just got back. We're going to be in Canada here in a couple weeks. What's great for us is actually to come back close to home. This is as close to home as we've been in a long time. So that's kind of the nice thing right now.
Yeah, you guys are playing good Texas country right here close to home, a little bit up north. But you guys have first time been to the Creek Nation, been around Altmulgee for you guys?
It's our first time here, yeah. We've been close. We played Tulsa quite a bit, but yeah, it's good to be out here, out in all this. It's beautiful. It's a great night to be playing too.
And it's not just an outdoor festival, but it is for an Indian tribe. That's kind of unique in the fact that you guys maybe had not have done that before.
It's definitely a first, and it's awesome. Summertime concerts are so fun just to be out here in the open air and playing in front of all these fine folks, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, you guys came here from quite a ways off. You got some more traveling to do after this, but tonight, hey, let's all kick our boots up, have a great time, play a great show. I know everybody's looking forward to it. The Eli Young Band, these guys just keep running up the charts, one of the hottest groups in country music right now, and we're so very glad to have them at the Creek Nation Festival. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it very much.
You got it, Mado.
Okay.
And I am with the principal chief of the Great Muskogee Creek Nation, Mr. George Tiger, and you got to be just busting at the seams excited for tonight. So many people out. Looks like it's going to be one of the best we've ever had.
I believe so. My pride is certainly showing with the turnout that we've had. I can't remember ever having this many people on the first night, and it's just going to get better. We're really pleased with the turnout. Of course, we always want to recognize the people behind the scenes, tourism, recreation, our volunteers are mostly our employees. Of course, the National Council for their support, and the Second Chief Roger Barnett. It's been a team effort, and it's showing right now.
It's a great event, and one of the things I'm thinking about, Chief, is you see all these people out here. Not all of them are Creek, so they look up at our buildings and they see our symbols, they see our language, things like that. It's not only an opportunity to entertain and show them a good time, but it's an opportunity to share too.
Right, it really is. It's something that we should take pride in as Muskogee Idulwa, as I say, and it's going to get better. I'm really pleased with what direction we're taking, and it's only because there's a lot of unity among the various levels of government, and that's what it's going to take.
You got it. And Chief, we got the Eli Young Band going tonight. Big country music act. You a country music fan?
I not really, but I'm sure I'm going to have to be with all this talent. That's it's one thing is whenever we have people like Eli Young Band coming in, it takes a domino effect. Now we understand we're already being contacted about next year's talent, so it's a snowball effect. It's a good positive sign.
And things keep getting better here at the Muskogee Creek Nation. Principal Chief George Tiger, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Second Chief of the Muskogee Creek Nation, Roger Barnett, with us, getting ready for Eli Young Band, fired up out there. And I know you're a big old country music fan. You got to be, right?
I love all kind of music. I'm easy going. Yeah,
loving it.
I am. The crowd is just amazing.
Look at it, man.
I've never seen so many people out here, and I knew it had to be the advertising and all the things that the nation is doing these days with the communications department and public relations, all of it to kind of come together. This is a prime example of what can happen with the communication and the effort, man. It's just an awesome deal. I mean,
it's a great thing.
Parking places we never used are full.
And as you can see here, the Eli Young Band closing things out on Friday night. And just to close it out ourselves on this end, what a great festival this was. Lots of people, as we said, as far as the eye could see. And next week, definitely tune in. We'll have plenty more footage. We'll have the night shoot, the first ever night shoot of the Bow Shooter Society. Very excited about that. So these guys were just rocking the house, huh?
Yeah, they really were, and as you mentioned earlier, the capacity crowd that was out to see the Eli Young Band, and of course the next night, the Temptation. We got a little footage of that as well.
You got it.
Up before the Gladys Knight performed as well on Saturday evening. Just everybody jamming to the music.
You got it. And the beach balls everywhere in the air, and just straight up summertime is what I, could see as I looked across the field there at Omniplex. So many people. I even told my wife, I was like, we may have to cut out of here a little bit early just to beat the traffic. Didn't want her, getting trampled or anything like that. You know how it is with lots of people out. So.
Always the humanitarian.
Gerald, chivalry is not dead. I'm living proof of that. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Thank you. And Eli Young Band, like once again I was saying, they just put on a wonderful show. Thank you so much to these guys for visiting with Native News Today before the show too. Just made some time for us, and as you can see here as we're panning across, lots and lots of people, and lots of people out in this VIP section there,
nice
beach ball. Beautiful night, and just made it the 38th annual Muskogee Creek Nation Festival so incredible.
And that's going to bring us to another great proverbial light there at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, I can see
another
it.
conclusion of another Native News Today. As always, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
Yes, absolutely, Gerald, and what a fun episode this was. You know, to look back on, you know, I guess you could say whenever you're in the middle of the tornado, it's not quite as fascinating as it looks when you get to watch a Storm Chasers video of it afterwards. You know what I mean? So whenever you get a chance to look back at all the footage you shot, you know, right at the time you're sweating and it's hot and you're just trying to get a good shot and you're trying to get to each event and everything like that. When you get a chance to sit down and go back over it and look at it, you realize just what a fun time you were having, whether you knew it or not. So it's a great time of year for us, for sure.
Absolutely. It's one of the few, I guess, things you can do when you're working and your work is actually documented right there, and you can go back and kind of relive every moment or second sometimes, you know.
You got it.
You know, that's all because we want to bring you, you know, good stories. We want to bring you all the things happening out there in Indian country.
Definitely. And for those of you out there that watch this show and you see somebody like Eastman Holloway on the program and you go, I didn't know we had a Creek citizen swimming in the Olympic trials. That is what we're here for. We're here to bring you those great Creek stories out there, those Native American stories that any Indian tribe is doing out there in the state of Oklahoma and the surrounding areas. We bring it here on this show. That's what we're all about, and it's a pleasure of ours and really an honor to be able to bring it to you every week. So those are the kind of stories that are really a lot of fun, and obviously we had fun at the festival. So
absolutely,
all went together, and I'm surprised you didn't. You're not an old timer at all. I just want to make sure and get that out there. And I'm surprised you didn't dig in and get a couple cuts yourself out there.
Well, you know what, Jason? They actually invited me out, but if birth certificates were really the rule of that, technically, I'm still not eligible.
Okay.
But when I am, I will.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you know, I'm going to hold you to that, okay? And we have it on camera, so there's no way of getting out of it.
I will do it.
A little bit different than the walk a mile in her shoes deal.
Well, yeah. No
it's
shoes
a chance for you to redeem yourself, for sure.
Well, I happened to show up, but just the shoes weren't available. I mean, I'm there.
He's standing by that rock solid defense.
I'm there. I do what I'm supposed to do.
I got you.
I can't help it if something changes.
I know. You've got the sympathy of the viewers, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Everybody out there, check us out on the web. You know how to do it. www.muskogeenation-nsn.gov. Check out our live stream. Go to our Facebook page. Check us out on Twitter. We got so many outlets to find Native News Today.
Absolutely. So for all of us here at Native News Today, as always,
everybody,
you take care. God bless.
And we'll be seeing you soon. And we'll be seeing you at the 39th Annual Festival next year. How about that?
That's right. It'll be coming